Do you guys remember when they said the pronouns didn't matter? Do you guys remember when they said that in Starfield, all that matters is the gameplay and that pronouns have been around forever and everybody was going up in arms for absolutely no reason? It's not a big deal, bro. It's not a big deal, right? Well, apparently it is a big deal because the people on that particular side of the aisle don't want to admit in public how big of a deal this actually is to them. This means the world to them. This entire thing is the world for them. And we have a prime example of what happens when those people get an inch and decide to take kilometers in return. So what am I talking about? Well, we have an article here from Niche Gamer that says Nexus Mods reportedly banning Starfield mods that remove pronouns. Yes, a website dedicated to mods is choosing not to host mods because it goes against their ideology. It goes against their cult. It goes against their religion. It goes against everything that they want in their video games. Again, this is all about submission, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I gotta admit, I'm one of those people that for me, the pronouns being at the creator screen was absolutely stupid, but I still played the game, okay? I will openly admit that. I have no problems doing that. However, I can also see, as I've mentioned before, the frustration that people have with this stuff being in literally everything. And they try to say, oh, well, when you were playing Pokemon, you picked boy or girl. That's not the same thing. Genders and pronouns are not the same thing. But the problem is these psychopaths have put those two things together as if they are the same thing because they're constantly making up fake genders, thus making up fake pronouns to go along with their fake gender. All of this is political, and this just goes to show exactly what we've been saying about certain people like this. So let's get into this article, guys, from Niche Gamer. But of course, before we do, I'm Shadow Ban as hell. Consider subscribing if you're new here, and don't forget to like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. It says the pronouns in Starfield are so much of a not a big deal that Nexus Mods is now allegedly banning any mods that remove them from the game. Twitter users were drawing attention to some threads in the Starfield Steam forums, revealing that Nexus Mods supposedly announced that they will ban any mods that remove the pronoun feature. Now again, Nexus Mods, this is the same company, this is the same website that also banned the Spider-Man mod that was going around that turned all of the gay flags into American flags. They banned that mod as well. We knew since then exactly where Nexus Mods stood in terms of the ideological spectrum. They cannot run their website, they cannot run their company without ideology. It is impossible for them. They have shown that. It says, and here is the true problem with the pronouns in Starfield. I don't care if you can be a he, she, they, them, or your majesty, but I do care about the fact that it's a political tool used to enforce obedience, and if you disobey, you get whacked. That's precisely been my stance the entire time. For me, I didn't care about the pronoun thing. It didn't stop me from playing the game. But what I did care about was the fact that it was not optional, right? Like, it's an RPG at the end of the day. So an RPG, if you want to argue that you should be allowed to pick your pronouns in an RPG, then I should argue that you should be able to not pick your pronouns in an RPG. It should be optional, right? You should be able to either get it or not get it depending on your choice. It's a role-playing game. You're designing your character. So why do I have to have my character be an ideological psychopath when yours is? It doesn't make any sense. We should both have the freedom to decide what we want to do with our characters. But again, you don't have that choice. You have to pick pronouns in Starfield. They don't give you an option to ignore it. So it's basically forcing you to kind of go along with the crowd. And that's the biggest problem that I have with it, that also a lot of other people have with it as well. So we have a couple of pictures here from the actual forums. This one looks like it's from the Steam forums where it says Nexus Mods website update. Check this out. It's pretty ridiculous. It says they have made an official announcement that they will stand against transphobia, bigotry, and their platform has no room for hate. Any mods that promote this will be removed. We are winning. Starfield is groundbreaking in so many ways, socially, culturally, and economically. And then it says, sorry, I was so excited to post this that I forgot the meat of it. They will not be supporting any mods that remove pronouns. So again, we've got this from the Nexus Mods website themselves. People are talking about it on the Steam forums, and rightfully so. You're going to have these psychopaths coming out here pretending like they're winning in the culture war. This is what they want. They take every little thing of ideological stature as a win. This is why you can't even give them an inch. This is why, even though I had no problems with the pronoun thing, now I'm starting to realize that it really is kind of ridiculous. Even though a lot of people don't have a problem with the pronoun thing being in the game as long as they were given the option to ignore it, this is what happens when they get an inch. They will absolutely continue to take kilometers every time you give them an inch until they have your obedience. They don't want equality, even because they already have equality. That's the thing. They want to pretend as if they're not equal compared to everybody else, but they already are. They don't want equality. They want complete supremacy. They want your obedience. They want you on your knees. That's what they want from you. So don't get it twisted. This means the world to them. This means everything to them. When you are ideologically based like this, when you are completely drinking the Kool-Aid to the point where this is everything you're about, yes, this does mean the world to you. Then it says Schrodinger's pronoun, simultaneously a small insignificant thing that you're stupid for caring about, but we also can't allow anyone to remove them from their own game because it would be problematic and literally transphobia. That is the complete irony in that statement. It says it doesn't appear to be any official announcement on Nexus Mods website or Twitter account about the matter, but one Twitter user shared a message that they got from Nexus Mods support. It is possible the message could be fake. So this message here says, we reserve the right to host or not host whatever content we want on our site. We do not want to host mods that remove diversity from a video game. If that upsets you enough that you no longer want to use our site, quite frankly, your presence here will not be missed. I invite you to use your account settings page, delete account feature. Have a great day. Mike from Nexus Mods support. Now, okay, here's the thing though. There was an official statement made from Nexus Mods during the whole Spider-Man debacle that sounded really damn similar to this. So I would not be surprised if this was in fact real. Now, again, we have to take it with a grain of salt. We haven't been able to verify it, but this is the same company and website that said literally almost the exact same thing when they were talking about the removal of diversity by getting rid of the LGBTQ flags in Spider-Man. So it would not shock me in the slightest if Nexus Mods was 100% sending that email. Then it says a feedback thread on the Nexus Mod website also had a staff member claiming that the banning of the mod that removes pronouns from the game is allegedly not happening. Then it says, it's simple. People are allowed preferences, and if we prefer to mod out unnecessary BS from a game, that's our prerogative and not up to Nexus management to decide what people can and cannot do with their own property. This has been covered many times before. It isn't something we're talking about or working on right now. However, a webmaster of Nexus Mods made it clear their stance on mod banning, even if they didn't address the matter directly. It says, our policy on this sort of content is laid out in the news post. Whether you continue to use our site based on this policy is entirely up to you. However, pay particular attention to the second to last paragraph and last paragraph in that news post. The same applies here. Then it basically linked to the whole Spider-Man debacle. It says the news post the webmaster linked to, which was from the Spider-Man game Pride Flag mod debacle, which again, you guys already know what I said. Look, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm glad they posted this. Let me make it bigger so you guys can see this. Look at this. All the way at the end. This is exactly what they said in the supposed fake email they were unable to verify. This was actually posted by the Nexus Mods management. It says, if this policy upsets you, if we've broken some moral code of conduct as a business that you can't accept, then please delete your account, bottom up option, and move on as we will. So they said essentially the same exact thing. So I know a lot of people cannot confirm that previous image about deleting your account and all that nonsense from that Mike management guy, but it sounds a hell of a lot close to what the Pride Flag thing was during the whole Nexus Mod debacle with that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is proof in the pudding that I would almost guarantee that that email is 100% real. Then the article says Nexus Mods is no stranger to having a biased political agenda, as they banned an alternate costume mod because the character was affecting was underage, despite the lack of evidence claiming this. A mod that turned a black character in Baldur's Gate 3 white was also removed from the corrupt website. The site also banned a mod that changed all the gay flags in into American flags in a certain Spider-Man game, while one that transformed all flags into LGBTQ flags was worshipped. The policing of people's politics on such websites is sadly not uncommon, as the gender propaganda and woke corruption of the West has permeated through the entire entertainment industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I could not have said it better myself. Nexus Mods, I don't use them. I know a lot of people that do use them, but realistically, you guys can do whatever the hell you want to do, but you need to really stop supporting people like this, because my God, it goes to show that they don't really care about the modding community. They only care about you. It's like Reddit, right? Like, they only care about you if you have the same political ideology as them, and they are very much on the forefront with theirs, so you should be very much on the forefront with yours. And if they don't like it, move on to another website. I'm sure there's plenty of other modding websites that will allow anything that goes. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.